It's time to push play on New Zealand cricket. All of the Black Caps, White Ferns, and Super Smash matches. Live and on demand on Spark Sport.
Thank you.
Welcome in to Seddon Park for the Dream11 Super Smash presented by KFC, and it's a double header, the battle of the districts today. We've got Central Districts in town against Northern Districts. In the first match today, the Central Hinds taking on the Northern Spirit. We've had a bit of rain around, but the clouds have cleared now here at Seddon Park, and it's time for a toss down in the middle. We go to George Harper Jr.
It's Dream11 coin toss time. The heavens have cleared and we're about to get underway. Joining me, we've got captains from both sides. We've got Jess Watkin and we've got Brooke Halliday, my apologies, and the match referee is Gary Troop. Trooper, you've got the coin. Pass it over to the home skipper. Thank you very much, Brooke. We've been waiting for this moment. Tails is the call. It's a...
It's a head.
It's a head. All right, Brooke. Congratulations, you've won the toss. If you'd like to join me, you're going to have a bowl first. What are the reasonings behind that today?
The weather to be the main thing. We don't think it's going to rain again, but just like the dewy ground and the pitch, it might have a little bit at the beginning.
You've had a little bit of a roller coaster over the last few days. How's the energy in the camp?
Yeah, really good. We've been on the road for basically a week now, so we're at the end of it. But I think, yeah, the energy's really good and we're just trying to stick together as a team, and yeah.
Oh, we look forward to watching you once again. Thank you very much for your time. And Jess, co-captain today with Hannah Rowe. It's nice to have you here with us. How are the girls in camp feeling?
Yeah, we're a bit disappointed with our start, but today's the day we're going to turn it around, so we're all pretty positive and raring to get out there.
Sometimes a good opportunity to get out there and get runs on the board early as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the conditions, we have no idea what they're really going to be like, so yeah, we just got to try and stick to our guns and see what we can do.
Any changes for your side today?
Yeah, we just got Emily Cunningham out with sickness, and then so Monique Rees is coming back in.
Awesome stuff. Well, we wish you all the best and can't wait to watch.
Thank you.
So there you have it, guys. We're getting underway very shortly. It's going to be a very exciting match, and the Hinds will bat first.
Yes, thank you, George. Northern Spirit have won the toss, and they are unsurprisingly going to have a bowl, a theme we do see a fair bit in the women's game, especially when there's weather around and we're in for a shortened game. My name is Willie Nichols. I'm up in the comm box for the match today. We've got George Harper Jr. on the ground, and he'll be joining us up here a little bit later. As you can see, plenty of action out in the middle. We've got a game on, and I'm lucky enough to be joined in the commentary box here by former Auckland Hearts captain. I believe she even did a little bit of assistant coaching there in the last couple of years. Vic Lynn. Vic, welcome in. A good day in store.
Thanks, Willie. Hey, everyone. Thanks for having me. Yeah, the clouds have cleared, and it's good to see some blue sky after the rain we had up in Auckland yesterday as well.
Starting to feel like we might have brought it with us down the motorway after hours and hours of rain. But yes, we're lucky to get a game in here, and I suppose it's a competition like this, you think every game's a big one, but particularly for the Hinds, they come here without a win to their name yet. What are the keys for them, do you think, today?
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be disappointed that they haven't got on the board yet. And look, although they've lost the toss and have been put into bat, I don't think that's a terrible thing for them. They have struggled to chase a couple of big scores in their previous games, so I think for them to get out there with the bat early on and to be able to set a target for the Spirit batters to chase down, yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing for them.
Now, what is it about wanting to have a bowl first? We do see it quite a bit in the women's game. I suppose the weather around today also affects that.
Yeah, I think for the women it really is about just knowing what the target is, so then your key batters can just really set a pace and pace their innings and just see their teams through, I think really is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I suppose if we look at these lineups today, and would you have a Dream11 game changer that you could pick out for us as we work into this match today?
Yeah, so I think for CD, I'm going to go with Unlu van der Venter. She's going to come in at number 3 for CD today, I would say, based on the previous games. I think she's due for some runs. I think she's got a top score of around about 29 so far in the competition. So she's struggled for runs probably a little bit, but she's a really exciting talent and will be able to clear these boundaries if she can get going, and she'll be a key a game changer for the Hinds.
Dream11 game changer, absolutely. And what about Captain Jess Watkin? Is this her first season, I believe, potentially with the captain's armband? A young player, but player with a lot of talent. She's going to be opening up there first.
She is. Jess Watkin, she's an absolute gun. I mean, no boundary is really too big for her once she gets going. So I think she just needs to give herself an opportunity, get herself in, see that, get a feel for the pace of the wicket, and then if she can unleash, we'll be in for some fireworks.
And obviously Nat Dodd back on her old home ground after switching across to Northern Spirit. She's batting at 3. I think she's third in the leading run scoring list for the Dream11 Super Smash women's competition. How important is she to the Hinds side?
Yeah, she's critical to the Hinds. She'll really stabilise that innings and just probably be the one that can just bat through the innings for them. I think she's just coming up on 100 runs for the season, so right up there in the run scores, and she'll just be looking to turn the strike over and get the likes of Jess Watkin, Cunningham, and Unlu on strike.
Absolutely. Well, there's a few fans starting to come in. Of course, today's double header is free admission. And later on tonight, we've got the Northern Knights taking on the Central Stags, and there's plenty of big hitters in that one. So stay with us here on the NZC production. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the Hinds versus the Spirit.
Introducing new Gillette Skin Guard, a revolutionary technology to reduce pressure from your shave and reduce irritation on your face. Gillette Skin Guard, clinically proven for sensitive skin.
Willie, Q, if you want to talk over these ads. No, don't worry.
It's time to push play on New Zealand cricket. All of the black caps, white ferns, and Super Smash matches. Live and on demand on Spark Sport.
Welcome into Seddon Park in Hamilton, and it is absolutely glorious conditions here. It hasn't always been like this today, but we are in luck. We've had a toss, and we're going to have a 10 overs a side match between the Central Hinds and the Northern Spirit. The Hinds will be batting. Let's go downstairs. We've got George Harper Jr., who's in the middle, for a quick update on conditions.
You would not have thought it's been raining today here in Hamilton. It's now a summer stunner out of nowhere. The humidity is pretty intense now, and I'm going to be joined by a young man called Matt McEwen. Matt, great to have you back, mate.
Thanks, mate.
What are your assessments of these conditions all of a sudden?
Well, yeah, the sun's come out. It's an absolute ripper. This pitch has only been used once for the New Zealand, ND versus Pakistan, and it's only 59 metres square all around, so it's going to be a hell of a game out here.
There was a bit of turnout in this pitch. It's a traditional thing here, isn't it? And the Spirit side's got a lot of spinners in their team.
Yeah, there's about 5 or 6 spinners in there, and then a couple of medium paces, so it's going to be a hell of a game.
That's right. Just 10 overs each way. What more do you want, folks? We better get off the pitch because the umpires are walking out. Back to you guys in the box.
Thank you, George. Thank you, Matt. Almost going to get ushered off the pitch there by the umpires, I think, as we are almost ready to go. Locked and loaded. Central Hinds are going to have a bat. It's a 10-over affair. Victoria Lynn, will that suit the Hinds potentially? They've got a fair bit of firepower up front, can put some runs on the board.
I think it will, yeah, Willie. Like we talked about earlier, some really destructive batsmen, as we see Jess Watkin, and I think that is
Emily Cunningham?
Yeah.
Yeah, Emily. Oh, no, she might be the 12th man. It looks like Georgia Atkinson potentially listed on the team sheet. It's an absolute cacophony of names and numbers there. What could you tell us about those as the openers and what they'll be looking to do?
Yeah, look, I think in a 10-over game they will just look to go pretty early on. Like we talked about earlier, Jess Watkin, really destructive. This boundary will not be small enough for her once she gets going. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how this pans out. Obviously, 10 overs, like you said, Willie, 2 overs per bowler with a 3-over power play.
A quick look at the Northern Spirit lineup there, and they've been going pretty well, and it's been built off that strong top 5 and then an absolute plethora of spinners in their side.
Absolutely, and one of only 2 left-handers in the competition in Brooke Halliday, who will open the batting later on with Kate Anderson. But my game changer in that ND team, who we will see later walk out at number 3 if she does manage to get a bat, is Caitlin Gurry, proudly representing my Auckland University cricket team. I'll get a wee plug in there for them. She usually opens the batting, but she does have that ability to score all around the ground with some huge power as well, just like Jess Watkin, and India will look to her to go pretty big pretty early as well.
Yep, absolutely. She is class. She was the Dream11, I think she was actually the women's domestic player of the year last year in the NZC competition, so she's got plenty of talent. And let's just have a quick look at the Hinds lineup, or the squad rather. Obviously Watkin and Atkinson out there at the moment, but they've got Nat Dodd, they've got a few batters who can come in and hit it around.
Absolutely. We talked about Unlu being my game changer earlier. They'll look for her to score some good runs as well. And then also the long levers of Hannah Rowe coming in a bit later down the order, which will be very exciting to see.
Looks like they're going to open with a spinner here, the Northern Spirit, Lauren Heaps, I believe.
Lauren Heaps, yeah, from the Takapuna club up in Auckland. Left arm orthodox. Also played quite a bit of indoor, Lauren, so...
All right, well, we're ready to go. Dream11 Super Smash. It's the Hinds versus the Spirit. Watkin down the track immediately and stumped. First ball of the match. The captains walked past one.
Stumped or bowled there, Willie?
Oh, really?
I'm not quite sure. It was all happening so quickly.
It was flighted up by Heaps, who came round the wicket. It looked like she got done by the drift. She's gone past it. Whatever, which way, and it may be a stumping for the young debutante.
It is, yeah. Annie Hewitt coming into the side there with Olivia Lobb out. So, I mean, could you ask for a better start on your debut, stumping first ball?
Poor old Jess Watkin, the skipper. She's tried to start with a fair bit of intent. Unfortunately, she's walking back to the hutch. It is only a 10-over game, but an early strike for the Spirit.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed in that. I think even though it's 10 overs, it's still a decent amount of time. You know, she could have still probably looked to give herself a ball or two just to see how the pitch was playing, but she's back in the hut now and Nat Dodd has come to the crease.
frenetic start. First ball.
It's all very exciting, isn't it, after the morning we've had with the rain, and it's all go.
Absolutely. Well, it was well bowled. She got the drift coming around the wicket, did her in the flight and a stumping.
We've seen a change in field here as Nat Dodd's come out. There was a long on in cow corner in place for when Watkin was on strike, and we've now seen long on come up, and square leg has gone out. Nat Dodd is a good sweeper and puller, so India probably picked up on something there.
She can bowl stump to stump, you'd imagine. Oh, you can see that drift again as it squeezed out to mid-wicket, and good fielding there. She's on the single, putting all the pressure on the visitors here. The home crowd who are coming in quite nicely now. It is a free admission game here, the double header, and the home side on top early doors. Around the corner. We'll get one. Dodd's quick. She might look for two. Oh, you don't want to run out in the third ball after a wicket in the first. But they're underway, the Hinds.
They are. That mid-wicket area there that Dottie just played that first ball that she faced to, I think that'll be a key area in there as well. They've got a good fielder in there, so Dodd can pop the odd one up into there, so let's see how she goes. But
oof. Sharp work there again by Annie Hewitt. The debutante as a fellow keeper. That'd make you bring a tear to the eye seeing that early from a young glove woman.
You do like that, don't you? I mean, yeah, like we said before, you couldn't have asked for a better start to a debut. Stumping.
And some fast hands there as well.
One of the most satisfying ways to get someone out as a keeper, stumping.
Oof.
I think the leg side stumping would have to be the ultimate.
Yep, that's your absolute nirvana, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially up to a quickie or a seamer.
Yeah. I know she looks good behind the stumps.
Pressure on the Hinds early here. Oh, gives herself room. Played that off about negative one leg stump.
She did some good drift in there from Lauren Heaps. Tell you what, the Spirit bowlers look up for this as well with the fielders. You know, the girls on the boundary, they're getting right up. Every ball, back up if needed.
Sharp start, that's for sure. One to come. Finish a good over here from Heaps. Oh, well fielded. One run, one wicket off the first. A tight start from Heaps. And the Hinds, 1 for 1 after 1.
Definitely get a good start, wouldn't you? As a Spirit player. Nice and tight. Bowling there from Lauren Heaps. Who have we got coming on at the other end?
The odds would say, well, they've got a lot of spinners in the lineup, don't they? But if you're going to use your seamer, you'd want to use them early with the new ball.
That's exactly what they've done. Looks like Captain Brooke Halliday is bringing herself on.
All right, Brooke Halliday, as you heard earlier in the cast, one of only 2 left-hand batters in the comp.
But bowls right-handed. So
right, there you go.
Bowls off the wrong foot as well, so...
Lance Kens, eat your heart out. Right, so a right armour look to shape the ball away. There is only 10 overs in this rain-reduced match, and it's hard to believe this is a rain-reduced match. When you look around Seddon Park, and it's absolutely glorious. 3 over power play to begin, so you imagine that the Hinds have got to have a crack here early while the field's still up, even though they are 1 for 1.
Yeah, they do. I think the key here for Dottie on strike, though, is just to rotate the strike early on and give herself an opportunity to get in. We see the Spirit going on the attack here early with a slip in place as well.
Oh, dragged down and chopped over wide cover. Did well to actually get some bat on that.
Yeah, she did. I don't know if Brooke was meaning that to be that short, but Dottie's someone that's always been very good at playing the short ball. Obviously grew up playing for ND and being around the likes of Nicola Brown and Louise Milliken, who didn't mind banging it in short, so Nat Dodd's had plenty of practice growing up on the short ball.
A common trait with the short players who seem to get it a fair bit.
They do. Fast bowlers.
Saw Kenny McClure, a notable back foot player yesterday, and you get up next close to him. He is not big either. All right, Halliday again, looking to get it up a bit further this time. Well, it's width again. She'll get away with it. 1 out to the sweeper. No third man here. Sort of a wide backward point, so imagine she's setting herself to try and bowl a little bit straighter. Got the slip in though.
She does. And Nancy Patel there patrolling that backward point region. She's been pretty good in that spot there over the last couple of games. Pretty quick across the ground. Low to it already as well.
Oh, just threw the shot too early there, Dodd, by the look of it. She'll be kicking herself though. There's no one back on the deep square boundary. They've got a cow, but she looked just to roll the wrists on that one. There's Rob Nicol, assistant coach, down here at the Spirit. Drives down from Auckland each day down the new expressway.
Never without a clipboard in his hand and pen as well.
Well, that's better. It's chopped into mid-wicket. They'll run a quick one. Well run in the end as well. They're going to have to get these singles. They're going to have to get themselves going here. It's tough for the visitors at the moment.
It's almost one of those games being so short that getting yourself in, you need to be getting singles. So instead of being, you know, none off a couple, you need to be one off one, and that's how you're getting yourself in through singles.
Yeah, well, it's one or the other, isn't it? If you're not striking boundaries, you want to be trying to get to the other end.
Absolutely.
Keep the scoreboard ticking over. More Wood, slashes it, and out. Gone, Atkinson. Has to go. Wood just sliced it. Looked like she didn't quite get all of it.
Caught by Lauren Heaps there at mid-off. Good catch that.
She's involved in everything. The opener at the other end, just come around, a comfortable catch. I actually thought she got a bit more off the bat, but she has to go for 1 off 4, and it's a tough start. 4 for 2, the Hinds batting first here in this 10 over apiece contest.
See Unlu van der Venter coming to the wicket now. Number 93 for the CD Hinds. Has captained the side a little bit before in the past also. She was our pick for the game changer for the CD team, so it'll be good to see her get going this game. See the slip come back into place. They had just pulled them out into a third man for that last ball. Obviously getting the wicket. India going back on the attack, and why not, Willie? You've already got them 2 down.
Yes, well, 4 for 2. Ugly reading if you're a Central fan, but the good news is Unlu van der Venter is out there. Leaves it alone just inside the wide line. Unlu van der Venter, I think you circled her pre-game.
I did. She's my game changer. So looking forward to see what she can do. Hopefully she can be out there for the majority of these final 8 overs. Sounds a bit strange to say. We've only had 2 so far, so that is the nature of today's cricket game.
All right, well, we've got a bowling change here, which I'm a little surprised after 1 for 1 off the first from Lauren Heaps, but it looks like it's going to be Felicity Leighton-Davis, who is no mug with a ball.
She's not. She's been a member of the White Ferns as well previously, so she'll just look to really control this, what is now essentially, I guess, a middle phase of the game, and just put the ball on a really niggly length. Good to see the keeper up to the stumps to her as well, and really put some pressure on the batsmen, not allow them to use their feet too easily.
Yep, they've been absolutely on so far, the Northern Spirit. 2 from 3 in the competition. Of course, the Giant Killers, after they knocked over the Blaze, the high-flying Blaze for the first time in 2 years. Final over the power play. They want to keep the screws on. Nice flick from Dodd. Well placed as well. Out to the boundary. There's a big chase on. The big dive. 4 runs. First boundary for the Hinds. Nat Dodd showing her class.
I think that'll settle a few nerves. It's always nice when you get that first boundary away, and that's that mid-wicket area that I was talking about before with Nat Dodd. Really good through that region.
Yeah, well, it was the placement was the key there. They've got the wide long on. Looked like just a little bit of drift, a little innie from...
Yeah, a little innie. Cow was quite straight before, but now after that boundary has come a lot squarer.
Well, Bruce Lim, the photographer from Photosport, almost cleaned up there on the dive. Outside off this time. And well done from Nenzi Patel there at backward point. Wicket seems to be playing okay. I think it's just been a case of the Spirit bowlers being on so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a great view of the pitch straight down the wicket here, and it does look like a belter. Wouldn't mind having a wee bet out there myself.
Oh, that's well bowled too, but they'll drop it in there and they'll get a single. That's good from Dodd. Keep the scoreboard ticking over.
That's exactly what they need to do. Just get those ones in amongst the boundaries and run hard. Turn some ones into twos. These two should run well together.
What do we think's a good target here? 10 over game.
Yeah.
Usually something around the 140 mark and 20, so
Yeah, look,
half of that and some.
I was going to say probably you want to be hitting 80.
80. Well, they're going to run one. A direct hit, probably be out. It's not a direct hit. She'll get through. Van Deventer, rather. Hit and ran.
Yeah, I like that though. It really puts the pressure on the field early on, shows some really good intent there. And you're really relying on the fielder having to hit there to get you out.
Put the pressure back on the bowling side, who have been in control so far, but Hinds getting a little bit of momentum here. Oh, Dodge shows the full face. That is class. Straight back over the bowler's head. Is it going to go? Oh, flicked back in. And Dodd wants 3. That's good running. Good reward for the shot as well.
Yeah, outstanding. That shot definitely deserved a 4 there. Very classy, straight down the ground net, Dodd. So if you can't get a 4, you might as well get a 3.
It was good running and good fielding too. On a length. Straight through the line. Obviously a decent pitch to be able to play that shot, but she held her pose. She held the shape well. She's 11 off 9 now, Dodd. Oh, pace off. Pace off and end of the over. Central Hinds 13 for 2 after 3. That's the end of the power play, and that's the end of my stint here. I'll pass it over to George Harper Jr., who's with Fickland.
Thank you very much. Great to be here at Seddon Park. And that's the power play over. Just the short power play of 3 overs. Hard to summarise, Vic. A 3-over power play. What's good, what's bad?
I'd say you definitely want to be in the Spirit camp at this stage. You know, I think they'll definitely be happy with that start, especially getting the big wicket of Watkin. But 2 very experienced players out here in the middle now for CD. And they'll really look to put some pressure on the Spirit bowlers now and the fielders as we see the field spread a little. A few more gaps around so they can really get their running game going, push the gaps, turn some 1s into 2s and hopefully some 3s as well and pick up the boundary as those bad balls come along.
Nancy Patel into the attack now against Dodd, who's looking nice. And just a classy little nudge to short third will take the single. I was watching Patel earlier in the warm-ups, and she had a lot of rhythm, was getting great flight. A lot of these players just know how to flight the ball so well.
Yeah, and interesting with Nancy as well. She used to be a little medium pace bowler as well. Had a ACL reconstruction, I understand, a season or so ago, and has come back as an off spinner.
Wow, what an adjustment! She comes in for a second ball. No run, backward point, sharp fielding again. You can see the Spirit really rallying around this good start, 14 for 2.
Yeah, the Spirit fielders are definitely up for this today, aren't they?
It is just great to see the sun shining after the last 24 hours of cricket we've had.
A lot of water, isn't there?
Patel. It's over top. There's a gap out there. Has she hit it? You betcha. 4 of the best.
Here we go. Into her work now, Anlu van Deventer. Seized on that short ball from Nancy. Didn't have too much flight that one, so Anlu could just rock back and get it over mid-wicket and between the 2 fielders out on the boundary there.
Yeah, Van Deventer, her eyes lit up at that one. Just crept ever so slightly short. Stunning shot. Now they've adjusted the field a little bit. That field has gone slightly more square out at Cow. Oh, high. It's got to be caught. 2 players. Up. Oh! Confusion in the ranks, and it's put pressure on the fielder. Huge drop.
Felicity Layden-Davis there as well. Spilled that one. Unlike her, Brooke Halliday was running around from mid-off as well, so I'm not sure if that put her off or what's going on there, but led off for Van der Venter.
Hard to know if someone put a name on that. Patel, short again, flicked. Looks like for an easy single as she gets back off strike. Exciting over so far.
It is. I think this is what CD need to do, to pick up that one boundary early in the over if they can, and then just rotate around the following balls after that and see if they can pick up another one to close out the over also.
Straight, playing a miss. Bit of a quicker one there for Patel to end the over. 20 for 2 here at Seddon Park. Great to have some cricket, 10 overs each way. An interesting scenario we have on our hands as the Northern Spirit take on the Central Hinds ahead of the Stags playing the home side districts this evening. Matt McEwen joins me in the commentary box. Matt McEwen, welcome in. Wow, hectic start to the day once again, but it's all good stuff.
Yeah, hectic start. Bit of rain around this morning, and now it's cleared up beautifully, and you wouldn't even know it rained. But obviously a few overs less, so it's going to be an interesting challenge, I guess, with 6 overs remaining. It's what do you want to get? Do you afford to lose wickets to score runs? That's the theory I've gone with, but it'll be interesting to see how the Hinds attack this.
As the new bowler Charlotte Sarsfield comes into the action, looking to bowl some nice right arm offies here by the looks. Similar field for all the bowlers at the moment. I can see vacant space over mid-off. Drifts one down. Fielder cover is there. Pushing for 2. Will not accept. Dodd, another one to her collection of runs. She's looking solid, Matt. Just anchoring the innings, which is exactly what the Hinds needed.
Yeah, Dodd, serious player. She's got all the shots in the book. It's just a matter of getting the pace on the ball that she may need and where to hit it.
Sarsfield. Oh, that one's a little bit wide down the leg side, and it's gone through everyone.
Yeah, a little bit of...
Oh, and an extra run here. That'll be 3 rides. Very cheeky Van der Venter. She saw it. Wide signals the umpire. Accepted.
Yeah, but a turn there from that last delivery. Just spun a little bit extra down the leg side.
Yeah, there's been a few spinners lick their lips at this ground. That's straighter. And there we go.
Wow. A lot of purchase
a
on that
little bit of
delivery.
purchase. Very nice bowling. And once again, just giving it enough flight. If she can just give it another inch outside the off stump, she could be bringing in a fair few modes of dismissal. Sarsfield again. Shot. Single to cover sweeper. Now we have to remember, folks, with the 10 over limit, it is just 2 overs per bowler, which is a nice number. We watched a 5-5 game yesterday and it was just a 1 over shootout, so a chance to really change the game with 2 overs as a bowler, Matt.
Oh, correct, mate, yeah. 2 overs a little bit more entertaining than 1.
Sarsfield now. That's why it spins. Cover there. Nancy Patel looking sharp at backward point.
Yeah, Nancy Patel's been one of the standout fielders from the first few rounds of this competition. Real energetic and a great arm at backward point.
I'm noticing that long on is extremely straight, which is intriguing me a lot. Quick single. Taken. Bowler's end. Oh, got away with it. Good running, though. They need to keep the running going. They really do. Van der Venter is leading the charge out in the middle, and that looks to be what have we got here?
Yeah, the keeper in my eyes has been potentially hit in the head by the batter.
I feel like we've got a concussion test coming out here. Surely not.
Something I have never seen in a game of cricket before. I've seen a keeper get hit in the head.
And it's Annie Hewitt, the debutante. What an interesting morning she's having. A dismissal on her very first ball, a phenomenal stumping. And if we can get a closer look at what's going on here, the physio's out there. She must have got a bat because that ball went down the leg side. That swat from down the leg could have clipped her on the noggin.
Yeah, interesting old start to the game.
We're seeing it all here in the Dream11 Super Smash.
Well, my question to you now, George, is, 26 off 5 overs left. Where do they go?
They go big. They've got no choice. The biggest issue is who's going to wicket keep if Annie can't get through the next couple of minutes.
It's a very, very good point. See, looking at the scorecard here, Watkins gone early and then Atkins, didn't last long, unfortunately. But I think Hannah Rowe could be the real make or break of this game.
Yeah.
She gets out there, big long levers, powerful woman. And it could be, a couple of big blows gets you to a decent score, 70, 80. Who knows?
Couldn't agree more. For me, before the game, I was talking about Hannah Rowe, and I really want to see her higher up the order. I feel, experienced Whitefern now. She scored 40 odd the other day, and off a runner ball as well. If she wants more time in the middle, give it to her. I feel like when the Hinds need a win, they need to look to their big players, and for me, she's one of them who, especially in a 10-over game, all of a sudden she's only going to have, maximum 5 or 6 overs to have a crack, I just feel like you need to see more of those types of players that can change the game. Yeah, I
totally agree with you there. We've got one ball left in this over, and then that takes us to halfway of this innings, and it's been a swashbuckling start, stumping off the first ball, and then the keeper's having a little bit of an issue here. Doing up the helmet.
Yeah, well,
it's quite hard to do it with those big mitts on your hands. So
first and foremost, it's great to see her back out here. That's for sure. What a debut that would have been. Heavily involved, no doubt about it. But we could not have had her leave the ground that early. That's for sure. But she's all right. That's the main thing. She's absolutely fine. Here we go. Back in action, and just where she finished off. Beautiful delivery. Punched deep into the offside. They should get 2. Great fielding in the deep prevents that. That is the over bowled. Hinds 27 for 2. You can sense the Hinds energy. They've been very loquacious out there. A lot of talk between them all. Really exciting buzz for the home side. Can they finish off a good start? 5 overs gone. The halfway mark in this 10-10 match.
Well, this is where Indy are going to bring in their overseas, I guess I would say.
Yes.
Ireland international Emma Richardson. She's been a power player for them for the last couple of seasons after moving up from the Blaze, the Wellington Blaze, and if she gets in the right spots, she's going to be very, very tough to play. She gives it a good rip, and obviously we've seen the last couple of overs, the ball is starting to turn out there.
Couple of Irish in the squad.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Naomi Matthews, she's been floating around. She's stuck here with COVID, sadly. She tried to get home, but COVID has prevented that. So, welcome to New Zealand. You're more than welcome to stay.
Well, I guess there's not too many better places in the world to be hanging out, George, is there?
That's right. It's absolutely right. But the theme of spin continues here at Seddon Park, and rightfully so, because it's doing a fine job against the Hinds batting order. Richardson now. Van der Venter on strike, looking busy. Up, aerial, but straight to the fielder. Should be just one, is just one.
Great bit of fielding.
So hard to find gaps out there, isn't it, Matt? With the field positionings have been pretty precise today.
Yeah, it has been. I guess it's a slightly bigger ground than obviously what we saw yesterday at Eden Park. So, it's one of those ones where the pockets get bigger, and obviously the boundary 59.5 metres square and straight. So, yeah, it's a reasonably large ground.
Straight delivery, pull shot once again, pushing really hard as Dodd for 2. She'll get it. Great running from her partner. Jeepers, Van der Venter is running hard and running well.
That's one of those ones where I think it's time to go.
Yep.
It's touchdown, and unfortunately, if we get run out trying to get 2, well, we just have to take that as a loss,
And I think the Hinds have done well to restrict the wickets, because at the end of the day, they've got 8 in the can now. Another delivery, another pull shot, and a misfield. Doesn't look like they'll get 2 on this occasion. Some good fielding out there, but as I was saying, they've now got wickets in the can, so they can afford to take risks, especially with the likes of Hannah Rowe in the hut.
Yeah, Hannah, I think it's one of those ones where I think she'll be counting down the balls now going, right, how many left have I got to hit for 6
You never
or 4?
wish your mates to get out, do you? But there'll be a few hungry batsmen. Slower one. That is brilliant. Just took the pace right off that, and Van der Venter couldn't do enough. She was looking at backward point, which is always very vacant against the off spinner. 2 to come. A solid start for Richardson. Another pull shot straight to the fielder and just bounces short. Sometimes I feel like they just need to be 5 paces off that boundary rope, especially with the square boundaries here at Seddon Park.
Yeah, definitely a lot bigger square. There's also that one is, do we just try and chip it and get 2? And the boundaries are hard to come by. The outfield's not sort of quickened up as of yet, and it's one of those ones, can we just chip it for 2?
Richardson stepping across is Dodd, and she'll work another single with that horizontal bat.
Oh, that's a tough old day at the office for the keep. That's one of those ones you just sort of do the MS Dhoni and just sort of shin pad it down, and that brings us to the end of the 6th over, 33 for 2.
Annie Hewitt, welcome to your first game of Super Smash. Have a couple on the shins. Fantastic stuff.
Physio's just having a quick jog out there just to double check on her, just to make sure she's all right.
Yeah, fair enough too. We don't want to see any continuous symptoms after getting a small head knock, which I believe came from the batsman. I couldn't quite get a replay on it, but the swing of the bat may or may not have gone too deep in the crease and clipped young Annie, but we will certainly catch up with her some point today and check that out.
Yeah, this is it's now or never, isn't it? Now it's 33 off 6. You're sort of hoping you're going to go at 8s or 9s to the end of the innings.
Yeah,
and that sort of gets you around that 160-70 mark. 60-70 mark.
Yeah.
So
24 deliveries is all that remains. So it's an interesting equation. We like the look of Sarsfield earlier, but I feel like we've had a bowling change here, and Lauren Muse into the attack. Left arm round. We've seen one of the great left arm rounds here. Danny Vittori used to ply his trade in this part of the woods, didn't he, Mick?
He sure did, mate. Nancy Patel again. Absolute whip it at backward point. Just getting around and making sure there's no run scored.
One delivery gone. Heaps. Full straight. Well bowled. They'll work a single. Very well bowled. Just took the pace off that, did Heaps.
It's a very, very well bowled delivery. Nice little flight in there. And I guess it's also one of those ones where when it gets into the fielder now, it's sort of, do we hold or we try and create that run out? Because if you throw the ball, hit the stumps, potential 2,
So bowling round, where are we looking to access? There's definitely 2s on the leg side if they can step across and work it fine. Very hard to do when Heaps is bowling so well. Straight, short.
Nancy Patel.
She's getting a lot of action, is Nancy. And doing well at the same time. Here we go. All right. Halfway through the over. Heaps bowling her second and last 2 overs per bowler in this 10-10 match. Dodd on strike. Technically exquisite. She stepped across like my request, but everyone's missed it. Everyone has missed it.
That is not what you want, seeing the batsman moving so far across, and then you're trying to chase the ball. You have no clue where it's gone, and then the batter misses it and you miss it yourself. You've
got a feel for Annie Hewitt. She was struck in the head from a sweep shot earlier, and she nearly got another one there, didn't she? Wow, that's buys. 1 buy. Heaps again. Van der Venter now uses her feet and gets a lot on it. Plenty on it. 1 bounce over the rope. Superb shot. She knows it's time to go, and she certainly did.
Yeah, Van der Venter, great use of the feet there, and big shot down the ground and just split the 2 fielders out at deep, long on and Cow.
Tremendous power shown throughout the day. 15 from 15. It's been a very enjoyable innings to watch from these 2. Van der Venter now. She's got 1 eye for the rope. Steps across, but changes her mind. Is it over? Yes, it is. Over extra cover, but chopped down by the sweeper. Fantastic fielding. Looks likely for 2, and 2 it is.
Great work out there by Emma Richardson. Got round quickly and got that ball in the air, which is real key.
Okay, interesting stuff. Over bowled, 42 for 2. 42 for 2 is the score. Dodd 20, Van der Venter 17. A nice little partnership to bolster this 10-10 scorecard. Vic, it's been welcome back. It's been a very exciting, exciting first 7 overs already.
There's been a bit of action since I stepped away, hasn't there?
Yeah.
We've had concussions and a couple of 4s and all sorts going on. But no, good, like you say, good wee partnership here from CD. Exactly what the Hinds needed from these 2 experienced players out there.
Sarsfield. She got plenty of turn from the commentary end, and now she's getting it from the city end. Superb delivery first up. This is when they need to be clinical.
Getting a good bit of rip, isn't she?
Second delivery to Dodd. Needs to go bang. She does go bang and safely along the ground. It looks like yet another 2. No! Hard luck deep on the boundary. It rolls across the rope, and it's a very valuable 4.
A really good shot there from that Dodd. I was about to say, with the amount of turn that Sarsfield is getting, whether that was the option to step across over to off stump and just find that gap just backward of square there.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a tactic that they're looking to do.
Looks like a hard pitch to hit back over the top on, so going deep in your crease using those square boundaries might be the way to go.
100%. 2 deliveries gone, and now pressure back on the bowler. Does it again, steps across and just takes her medicine. Well adjusted.
It's good cricket, isn't it? 4, then a single, ball after.
Yeah, well, your coaches love that. Coaches certainly love that. A few of the men players starting to roll in and out of the nets. Another game to follow.
Yeah, gee whiz, that's going to be a good one tonight, isn't it?
Absolutely, as Sarsfield bowls again. Charged, smoked, but straight to the fielder. There's that fielding position. It's straight, very straight, long on.
It could almost cover kind of long on and long off, couldn't it, with how straight it is?
I think it could.
I wonder if that's a tactic that the Spirit have specifically talked about, or just the fielders just plugged herself there and said, this is where I'm going to be.
Sarsfield. A lot of dancing from the batsman. Dodds is playing games. Don't mind it.
Sarsfield not having a bar of it.
A lot of dancing going on, but it takes 2 to tango, says Sarsfield. Charging, sweeping, that's a good shout, but a lot of doubt.
Yeah, you can see why Dodd's trying to hit that one. There is a massive gap. There's no one on the single in its square. Oh, and as I say that, they've got someone back.
You've jinxed it. Dodd will be fuming at you.
It does open up a really good opportunity for her on the offside, so it'll be interesting to see what she does here, whether she gives herself a bit of space to slap it through cover.
I don't mind that from Sarsfield. She's getting so much turn, it is going to be really hard to force it over the offside. But she's let it, and she's done it. Used her feet beautifully. Dodd is working her magic, and that moves her to 29. Fantastic shot.
Yeah, really good over here from the Hinds. What have we got there? 10 off the over. They'll be happy with that. Just building a bit of momentum in these last couple of overs.
And that also brings up the 50 for the Hinds. A very solid score so far after 8 overs. So 2 remain in this 10-10 battle. The Hinds, 52 for 2.
I think really you've got to be looking to get at least 10s again off these last 2 overs. Sneak that score up to 70 plus. Give your bowlers something to bowl to. Anything over a run of ball. Put pressure on the batsman early on. Get an early wicket, much like the Spirit did. And you're right in the game. But yeah, like we've said Really good partnership here from these two, but I think they'll be really just looking to put the foot down now. Hannah Rose sitting there in anticipation with her helmet on the sideline. Gary Tomlinson as well, padded up, ready to go. Some really good hitters still to come for the Hinds. Seeing Emma Richardson come back on into the bowling crease now. Deep square, cow corner, long on and long off as Van der Venter faces up. Good ball there from Emma Richardson. Unlu just couldn't quite get a hold of that one. Really need to eliminate all dot balls now at this stage. Oh, and almost a run out down to the bowler's end. Willie Nichols, welcome back into the hot seat.
Thank you, Vic. Yes, coming into the big shoes of George Harper Jr. And the Hinds, 52 for 2. 8. How many balls remaining? Do your maths. 10 balls remaining. They're going to have to swing for the hills, but at the moment, it's the Spirit bowlers who are doing the job.
They are.
Emma Richardson, tell us about her, Irish international.
Irish international, as Matt mentioned earlier, come up from the Wellington Blaze, has a job now at ND.
Keeping it in the family,
Yeah.
what we like.
And yeah, she's been a really good pickup for the Spirit. It's a little bit.
This is over pitched and it's gone straight up in the air. The arms out for a no ball. There's almost a collision as well, and a run out and a no ball.
That was almost
free hit time.
Almost the physio was getting ready there to run out again for another concussion test.
Well, yeah, they've been out there once already for the young keeper, Annie Hewitt.
A good take there from Emma. Quite often when someone's running at you, it's quite off-putting.
Well, I was thinking the double play, the run out, which you can often see in that situation with the calamity in the middle. But we've got a free hit here and the right player on strike, Nat Dodge. She's going well, 29. What can she do with this? Dived in there, straight to, through the hands. Was that Gurry at mid-wicket diving? Wouldn't have been out anyway. It was a run-saving dive like a goalkeeper.
Just thinking, Willie, when you know it's a full toss and it's a no ball and you can't be out, it's not a bad option to just hit it straight up and give you a bit more time to get down the other end, isn't it?
Yeah, the old school up and under and run. Or hit it for 6.
And up-down, rather than a down-up, as they'd say in indoor.
The defensive bomb, if you will. Round the wicket again, cutting down the angle. She's given herself room and slashed it over cover. Classy shot, 4 runs.
That's the Unlu Van der Venter that I have come to know watching her play club cricket up in Auckland for the Takapuna Ponies. She is so strong in that area and probably just hasn't quite found that so much in games to date, but hopefully she can carry that on.
Well, it was clever batting, wasn't it? Richardson round the wicket, tried to cut the angle down. She gave herself room, helped herself. 1 to go in the over. Can she go again? Ooh, shape for the same shot, but it wasn't on. It was fuller and well bowled. It's 59 for 2 with 1 over to go here in the Hinds' first innings.
It's an outstanding over with, the penultimate over of the game, or the innings, I should say, sorry. And to go for only 6 off it, when a team's only 2 down, you'd be pretty happy with that as the Spirit bowler.
And if you're tuning into this game here on the NZC Productions, the Dream11 Super Smash encounter, there's also an international game going on down in Christchurch, of course, and I'm sure you'll be sharing the coverage between both. Kane Williamson has just gone to another 100, having quite the season indeed. But the focus is here. If you're on the NZC YouTube channel and the Central Hinds trying to get themselves up to a big total, you can see there the bowling card from the Spirit. They've been pretty impressive, Vic.
They have, but just on Kane, he's quite good at cricket, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He likes cricket, he practices cricket, and he plays it really well. And he's a good man as well, which certainly helps.
He is. Brooke Halliday coming back, bringing herself back into the attack for this last over. CD really need to push it along here, don't they? Need to get double figures to finish off.
Yes. Yep. I mean, the pitch is played reasonably well. I think it is a used wicket here, so not exactly racing on, but at the same time, You think we circled 70 in the build-up, I thought, as kind of a baseline. So if they can get to there, runs on the board, put the pressure on. As Halliday dragged it back in, and she swipes it over mid-wicket, straight out of the screws. Great shot, Nat Dodd.
I think these two batsmen will enjoy having a bit more pace on the ball that they haven't had from the spinners over the last few overs. This comes off the bat a little bit nicer when there's a bit more pace on it.
It was a good old-fashioned right in the wheelhouse, wasn't it? Over the wicket, swinging in.
Absolutely, and it's seen a wee change in the field again. What was really probably a straightish square has now come to almost a straight cow.
And again, and she gets some bat on it. Might have been a wide. Dodd squeezes it out to the cover fielder. She's 35 now, playing quite a knock, the experienced campaigner. Back on her old track here, and many years for the Spirit before she switched down to the Hinds.
Yeah, she's would have played a few innings out here in her time, scored a few runs, so just carrying that on really, but going at a good strike rate today as well. Just off the 28 balls.
All right, 4 balls to go. Can they get up above 70? Halliday, the captain, bowling. Van Deventer on strike. Oh, got herself in quite the tangle. They'll scramble through. Don't throw that. There could be overthrows. Wouldn't mind seeing the replay on that one.
That was the right intent there from Van Deventer. There's a huge gap down here at fine leg, and she only needs to get a little bit on it. And she's got probably at least 2.
Well,
decent outfield.
It is a unique field, isn't it? No genuine fine leg, a wide square. You think she's going to be looking somewhere to the leg side. Swing in, goes across. She'll chip it out for 1. Dodd will surely want the strike. She's going to come back. Oh, no, over the stumps, but dropped. Looked like a decent throw.
You've just got to run 2 every time then, don't you? If it's going, if the batters hit it straight, and the non-strikers just on their bike, getting going, because you've still got a batter that's in, still on strike.
Yep, selfless running, and I think they're trying to get through their overs here as well to get in on the time, but 2 balls to go. Dodd on strike. Gives herself room, but she's followed her. That's good bowling from Brooke Halliday. We've already seen Dodd go over cover once. She made the adjustment, followed her, and just the single, getting out of the over. She's taking one on the bat there, has she, Nat Dodd?
Looks like it. 1 ball to come. Definitely want to find the rope here. Push that total up over 70.
All right, Unlo Van Deventer. Advances down, but can't get bat on it. And that'll do it. The Central Hinds will finish 68 for 2 from their 10 overs. The Northern Spirit, they won the toss. They had a bowl. They'll be pretty happy with that, Vic Lynn.
Look, I think the Spirit will be, they'll be ecstatic by that. Big wickets early. And although the Hinds have created a bit of a partnership there at the end, they never really got away.
Yeah, well, they were 1 for 1 at one stage and then 4 for 2. So to recover like that and put on a pretty impressive partnership to get them through to 68. It's a total on the board. And when you're pushing for your first win, get a total on the board and see if we can put the pressure on, because we've seen that pitch with the spinners. It can be quite hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we saw from ND as well is that CD were able to put it away whenever the Spirit bowlers just got a little bit short. So the key here for the Hinds is just going to be to keep that ball up. India batter's going to have a bit more pace probably to work with Rowe and Mir from CD. But I mean, those two are such quality bowlers. It's going to be a good chase.
Yep. Well, you think in these big games, when you want to get a win on the board, it's your senior players you look to. And you mentioned the White Ferns there, Hannah Rowe and Rocco. Rosemary Mir, they'll be looking to lead this one, especially it's quite humid out there. I was having a walk around before. It's hot, and that's when it can swing with the white ball here at Seddon.
Absolutely. Both bowlers, they can both swing the ball, so Rowe will get a good amount of bounce as well, I would think. You never know, we might see a bouncer chucked in, which we didn't get to see in that first innings. And like we talked about earlier as well, Jess Watkin with her off spin. She's done well so far in this competition, containing a few destructive batters from some of the other sides, so it'd be good to see how she goes on this pitch.
All right, well, the ground staff are out there. Few touch-up jobs on the middle. The Hinds are out there warming up. We'll be coming back after the break with the Dream11 Super Smash run chase. It's the Spirit with 69 to get from 10 overs. Welcome back to Seddon Park. Run chase about to begin. The Northern Spirit are chasing 69 to win this rain-reduced Dream11 Super Smash match presented by KFC. The batters are out there. The bowlers are huddling up. George Harper Jr. is scouting around the Northern Spirit area. I think he was going to try and grab a chat with Rob Nichol, but he might be firmly ensconced in the middle of the pack. But Victoria Lynn joins me. We were calling her Vic Lynn in the first innings until she got a text from her mother insisting that she be called Victoria, so we will continue with that in Miss Lynn's honour. Welcome back in, Victoria.
Thank you, Will.
Well, my mother might text in soon and start with a Williams. She would not mind that at all, to be fair.
William, okay, we'll go with that then. We'll get proper.
There's only one person with the full names. Right, run chase, let's see. 68, we feel like that might be slightly under par, but runs on the board, as they say.
Absolutely. I think, you know, anything where you've got to go more than a run a ball, like we said at the start, if they can put some pressure on early, bowl some really tight areas, pick up 1 or 2 quick wickets, Hinds can be right in on this one.
All right, well, it's the... Who's going to be opening up the bowling here, do you think?
Looks like Rosemary Meir, Rocco.
Ooh.
We've got Kate Anderson and Brooke Halliday.
And we've also got some superb work. George Harper Jr. down there. He's trying to entice people out of the dugout. This was an international match in the PMOA area. We're going to throw it down to George. He's sidelined. Keep an eye on the game as well, Harper, but you've got a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, we've got a couple of minutes, and we've got Annie Hewitt here. She's just wondering what she's going to say on debut, but how much fun was that debut today?
No, really good.
And you had a bit of an incident there. What happened when you got knocked in the head?
It was pretty good. The helmet took it all, so that's good.
How exciting was the first ball of the game too?
Oh yeah, really good.
All right, well, now you get the chance to just enjoy the second innings. Can you girls chase this down?
Oh yeah, I have faith in the batting order.
Got faith, Willie.
All right, welcome back into the commentary booth. George Harper Jr. doing some smart work down there with the debutant. Brooke Halliday, a very tight single there. Almost, is that a black duck when you get run out without facing a ball?
Diamond?
Diamond duck.
Yeah, you'd hate that. I mean, it happened in the first innings as well, didn't it? So what a start that would have been from the Hinds.
Even worse if you don't face a ball, though, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, Rosemary Meir. Getting nice shape there. Oh, no. The deflection. Rowe couldn't get down. Now she's got to chase it all the way down there. Well, that's not Hannah Rowe, in fact. 4 runs. They're underway.
That's unfortunate. There was a good dive there from Van der Venter there in it. Cover. It's just deflected enough to put off, mid-off. Good start there from the Spirit.
Good swing and shape again from Meir. Just going across the left-hander. Almost think about having a slip.
I think they have to. I mean, you've got to attack early doors, don't you? Halliday is someone that really likes to cut off, leg stump or so. And I mean, CD have got 3 people in that area and a third man, but I wouldn't mind seeing a slip in.
Oh, she likes the cut shot, Halliday.
Great fielding there, Kerry Tomlinson, throwing herself round, getting it to just a single.
Incredible, really. Just one of 2 left-handers in the competition, along with Whitefern, Amy Satterthwaite, of course. But just 2 left-handers in the competition. the bowlers, I suppose, when you're bowling to a lefty, it's an absolute rarity. It must be a challenge.
It is, because you probably don't practice it too much, knowing that, you know, you only come up against them once in every, you know, once a season, really. But, yeah, wouldn't it be nice to get a few more lefties in around the New Zealand setup?
Oh, gets across his stumps and works, and they're going to take another one on. She's going to be,
That was out for all money if she had hit.
Helter-skelter running from the Spirit.
But this is what we talked about early on as well, Willie. You know, like, they're putting the pressure on the field. The fielder has to hit. And I guess they're putting their money on that not happening.
Well, it's just over a runner ball they require, and at the moment it is a runner ball quite literally.
It is.
Kate Anderson just shuffling across the crease there, flicking it to square leg, and Brooke called her through. 1 to go in the first over. Oh, it's full and it's got through her. And that'll be over. The first one's down. 7 for none.
Not a bad start there. The Hinds won't be too disappointed in that. Few dot balls. Kate Anderson just looking like she's playing around the front of her pad a little bit. So that'll be encouraging for Rosemary Mayer and the rest of the Hinds. Jess Watkin now bringing herself on at the commentary box end.
At the commentary box end indeed. Good call, actually. It is all about us up here. And it's going to be the captain potentially to bowl, Jess Watkin. Stump first ball of the match, so she'll be keen to make amends here. And pretty talented off-spinner as well, isn't she? She's bowled for the White Ferns, of course. And as the captain, she says, I'm going to take one in the power play here, taking the responsibility.
Absolutely. She's not afraid of, you know, bringing herself on in some pressure situations. Went to a World Cup in Dubai for indoor a few years ago, and Jess was there playing in one of the junior teams as well, so she's been around a few different New Zealand cricket setups.
Oh, and the feet immediately from Anderson. Can't get it through mid-wicket.
I think that's exactly what Kate's going to look to do here, is just use her feet to the spinners. If she gets one, she's got quite a bit of power.
Leg side field, she's going to try and bowl into the pads there, just like that. And she goes up, Benova, mid-on, is it all the way? It is! Oh. Tremendous thump.
That's a fantastic shot from Kate Anderson. What I really like there is when she's used her feet, she's just really timed the ball. She hasn't tried to overhit it. Just really stroked through the line of the ball nicely.
It was a sweet strike indeed. She got the dancing shoes on, came down the wicket, went with the spin. Hannah Rowett wide, sort of carried, no chance. This one's quicker. Down the leg side and it's wides. John Dempsey out there. Certainly pushed that one through, thinking Kate Anderson was going to come at her again.
She did. Wee bit flatter from Watto there.
Down the wicket again. She's popped that up. Oh! Didn't know if that was a bump ball or a pop. The result is a dot ball.
I think that was going to be a catch, Willie.
Good dip from Jess Watkin, of course. This one's flatter again and worked into... Yeah, it's good running. Very good running. They're ticking it over nicely, the Spirit.
They are. They're probably getting those singles earlier on in their innings where perhaps CD didn't as much.
Well, and also the left-hand, right-hand combination. Something you don't often see in the Women's Dream11 Super Smash. It's causing field changes and obviously a line adjustment for the bowlers. So the more you can rotate the singles, the more you move the fielders around.
Absolutely. And good to see that they've brought a slip in here, which hopefully will come into play. We've got a cow corner and a backward square, I think that is, jogging out there now, Willie.
Yep, the drift into the pads. Hannah Rowe calling a few shots out there. Of course, co-captains with Jess Watkin.
They are. Hannah Rowe.
Steering the ship together.
Plenty of experience.
Flighted, well flighted. Can't get it through on the offside, Halliday.
I don't think they will mind seeing Halliday use her feet and come at the ball. Jess can get one to turn, much like Sarsfield was in the first innings. Turn one past the bat. Dodd's good with the gloves behind the wickets.
Halliday on the cut. That's her shot, but can't get it through. It's a good finish to the over after going for an early 6. She's conceded 8, Jess Watkin. The Spirit, they're 15 for none after 2.
Yeah, really good start here. Probably fairly evenly poised at this stage. Looks to be another change in bowler. Claudia Green coming on from the far end to us now. Welcome back, George.
Great to be back in the hot seat, as you said earlier. Nice to see a very competitive match on our hands and a fiery start. Our first maxi of the day. Great to see one sail over the ropes and nearly into the players' area.
Imagine Annie Hewitt, who you were talking to earlier, would have been ducking for cover as that 6 came her way.
Yeah, great to chat to the debutante. I think she was more nervous about the camera than the match at hand. Short into the hip, just the single. Solid start for both camps. Claudia Green, met her earlier today. Lovely young lady, bubbly as anything.
She is. She's a good sort. Quality bowler over the last few years for the CD Hinds. So they'll be looking to her to really tie things up. Obviously, they'll be just swinging away slightly from the left-hander now. So they've got a short third in there, which could also...
A good area to access.
Yeah, almost become a catching position there as well, though. So Brooke can play those shots on the up a little bit. See how she goes here.
Green. Full wide, 2 wide. Another one to the extras. I also saw Green had a heavily bandaged left knee in the warm-ups. Maybe running in and slamming that front dog too hard. Here she comes again. Repeat of the second delivery. Short pulled. There's acres of space. Brilliant shot. It'll go all the way. Halliday on the pull shot.
We're seeing again in the second innings that it is far easier to access those square boundaries. When people are able to just sit on that back foot, maybe go a bit deeper in the crease. Far easier than hitting straight down the ground. CD really need to keep this nice and full. Get them driving straight.
No doubt about it. Couldn't agree with you more. A lot of runs throughout this day, square of the wicket. Green to respond. Fuller, and she's listened, and it's a play and a miss. Lovely follow-up.
Just the 3 balls left in the power play. India will want to make the most of these last 3 balls, but also probably want to retain their wickets as well and go their 3 overs without losing one.
Straight and a little bit of movement, causing a few headaches for skipper Halliday.
Yeah, she looks to be struggling with that line, whereas she's picking up those straight ones and getting those through backward point quite easily. So maybe just a bit more foot movement needed from Halliday.
In 2020 cricket, we always say that 6th over, that last over the power play is hard, but how much harder is it when you've only got 3 overs of power play?
Absolutely. And you often want to have, one of your best bowlers bowling that last one, so as a fielding side you can close that power play out really well. Claudia's done a pretty good job here.
One delivery remains. 7 from it. The issue is there is not a whole heap of runs to play with, so you get the sense that the Hinds need to take a couple of early sticks.
They do. Still up over a run a ball at the moment, so...
Oh, well bowled and well played. She's gapped it nicely, but Anderson will just be happy with the 1. Over bowled. The Spirit, 23 for the loss of no wickets. Exciting evening ahead as well, ladies and gentlemen. The battle continues. That's the great thing about the Dream11 Super Smash, is you have double headers. So we've got the men coming up at 7 p.m. The Northern Knights versus the Central Stags. There's been a lot of runs between those two teams this season, especially the Stags.
The Stags have been going boom, haven't they? George Walker, 270s or so the last couple of games, but yeah, the crowd's building nicely on what's turning out to be actually a lovely Hamilton evening.
Yeah, the embankment is filling up. I haven't taken my eyes off this fantastic game of cricket to notice that the blankets are out there, the families are starting to come in and really enjoy the end of this Hinds Spirit game.
Absolutely, which is one of the things that I think the girls have really enjoyed as well. You know, a few more people coming along that wouldn't necessarily maybe have watched women's cricket before, but they come in a bit earlier now, they catch a bit, and then they end up coming earlier to next games.
100%. Full, straight, little bit of a misfield. And that is a single. Melissa Hansen coming into her first over of the evening. Can certainly say evening now, can't I? Past 6 p.m.
It's definitely evening.
Doesn't
Those
feel like it.
Shadows coming across the ground now. Melissa Hansen, good wee bowler, just medium pace, but known for just putting it on a spot, being quite consistent, making the batsmen make mistakes.
She's just spreading her field a little bit more. Fine leg going wider. We've got a cover sweeper out there. Obviously, the left-hand, right-hand combination is keeping these co-captains awake as Halliday lines up her first delivery against Hansen.
What India will have to keep in mind as well is, you know, they've still got 2 overs from Hannah Rowe, 1 more from Jess Watkin and 1 more from Rosemary Mayer to come. So that's 4 overs of quality bowling.
Absolutely.
So they don't want to leave too much to the end when they know they've got that.
Full straight, brilliant delivery and well played. Good cricket all round.
Good hustle from Dodd there. India have been looking to sneak a few of those singles, so CD have got to be on their toes in the field.
Hansen v Halliday. Followed straight one, and no one likes to see that if you're a batsman. A superb shot straight into the tonsils at the other end.
She's nailed it, isn't she? Middle stump straight out of the ground. Love to see it as a bowler.
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much. Even though we've got long on and long off back, she's hit that so well. Like, bets on. Probably 4 runs.
Odds on the ball. Halliday looks classy. I don't know if it's just left-handed, but her timing's been superb all day. And a single too long off. I was watching down on the sideline after interviewing the debutante. That first 4, she crunched through extra cover. It really made a crack off the blade, which was great to see, and it really G'd up her teammates and filled everyone with confidence.
I think it is a left-hander thing, though, isn't it? They are classy.
Yeah.
Love watching Amy Satterthwaite play as well, another classy left-hander. Well, I didn't like it so much when I was standing behind the stumps and she was pelting us round.
Big swing, no ding, dot ball. 1 remain, and Hansen's very good first over. As you said, she just puts it on the spot and she's done nothing but.
I think Kate Anderson eyed up that there's no long on at the moment there and just lost her shape a little bit on that one.
Needs to finish the over well. And, she does just that. Gets a little unlucky. I don't know what to call that shot, but all it is 2 runs to Anderson. Doesn't matter what you write down, as long as it's a good number.
It's a great over, though, isn't it, from Hansen? Exactly what the Hinds were after. 4 off it only.
4 off it. 27 for none after 4 overs. And it is a 10-10 battle that is getting exciting. Obviously, slightly rain affected this morning. But here we are. The Manhattan. A lot of licorice, all sorts there. Roller coaster of emotions. But what I can see is the Northern Spirit off to a much better start. Matt McEwen, it's pretty clear as we look at that graphic that the Spirit just have to keep going the way they are.
Yeah, they do. It's one of those ones where they've got 2 real power hitters, and I guess we've talked about it, and we'll talk it again about the left-hand, right-hand combination. It's something they don't do very often, so it creates a bit of I guess muddleness in the plan. There we go, Katie Anderson, 14 off 11, and Brooke Halliday, 11 off 13. With that first 6 of the game, hopefully not the last one of the day, I hope.
Wasn't it good to watch? Now, here is someone who could really change the day, change the outcome of this match. Hannah Rowe, White Fern, and Express Pace, I'd like to say. I was watching her warm up and was very happy to be standing at the other end.
Yeah, it's one of those ones she gets some serious bounce, big, tall lady, and lets it go.
Here she is. Slower delivery early, yep. Clever thinking, very clever thinking. Just rolls the fingers across it. Very nice start against Halliday.
Yeah, Brooke looks to sort of just stay leg side of the ball and looks to cut, and they've got those 2 backward points there. Obviously, they know where Brooke's trying to hit it, and I guess if she can get one through that gap, there's not too much pasture past that.
Oh, again, full wide and another dot. Another dot. The funny thing about these games, especially the shortened games, is that dot balls mean so much.
Yeah, dot balls, we saw it yesterday. 1 over wins your game, and today it could be 2. 2 good overs, and it's going to change the course of the game, and Rowe's probably the game maker for them.
Rowe again. Just once again rolling the fingers across it, deciding that maybe pace on the ball could be a little dangerous on this pitch. We mentioned a lot of runs going square of the wicket, but she is adjusting to the conditions very nicely. Halliday, after 3 dots, will be looking to change something up. Will she move her feet? She does. Moves in leg side and forces one out wide of the cover sweeper. Can she push for 2? She certainly can. She's read what she's doing. She's had to create space, and she's done so nicely.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot, that. She's really sort of seen that Rowe's looking to bowl full, and she just got inside the ball and played it out to the cover sweeper, and they've run really well there and got 2.
Required run rate 7.5, just a little bit over a runner ball. So great thing about this competition is anything can happen. Rowe again. Oh, no, fine leg, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be another 2 to Halliday. Trying to fight back in this over after 3 dot balls early. She's doing well.
The old French cut, the way slice between the legs.
Oh.
Some players say they can perfect that, and I don't. As a bowler, I don't agree with it, because it's just a delivery that we've bowled really well, and they've played a terrible shot.
Mostly it's bowlers playing that shot, Macca.
Very, very, very true, George.
Halliday lining up again. Well bowled and well run. If they make it, diving! Direct hit would have been interesting. Tomlinson at short point. Very exciting end to what was a great over of cricket. Just 5 off it. Hannah Rowe, 1 of her 2 overs bowled. $32 for none at the halfway mark. Interesting scenario we have. Runs to win, 37 of them off 5 overs. So the Spirit needs 7.4. At this particular stage, the Hinds were 10 runs behind, but they formed a really nice partnership, as you can see here on the worm. The Hinds have just dragged it back ever so slightly.
You think right now that wicket's going to potentially make or break. If these 2 keep going for another 2-3 overs, it could be that knockout punch. But a wicket here, new batter has to start, and then we'll see what happens, really, won't we?
That's absolutely right. And Michaela Gregg is looking to be the one to change the game changer moment. She comes on for the first time today. Moving the field around. On strike to the left-hander and still coming over the wicket. This could access backward square on the leg side. It's going straight into the gap. They'll push for another 2. Anderson's doing a lot of running at the non-strikers at the moment, really helping out her skip. Another 2. That's all you need out here, Sam. Sam, where have I got Sam for? Matt McEwen, that's what we were talking about earlier, hitting those pockets.
Yeah, hitting those pockets and running hard. You know, Kate Anderson, she's doing a hell of a job running the 2s at the moment. She hasn't faced too many balls lately. And when she gets back on strike, she'll go back.
Halliday moves her feet again. 1 bounce. Rose got that covered. Good fielding. Good field placing as well. Greg flighting one up there. It's very interesting to see how they manoeuvre this last 5 overs. 34 runs to win off 28 balls. Another big field change as Anderson finally gets her chance on strike. She's been starved of it, 14 off only 11 to Halliday's 21. And yeah, you betcha she's hungry for some runs. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, 4. Anderson strikes and strikes with power.
Yeah, like I said, when she got back on strike, she was going to make up for the lost time that she hadn't been on strike, and she's taken a couple of skips down the wicket and hit it hard through mid-wicket. No chance for a row out there.
You could just feel it. She's bubbling away at the non-strikers. You know, give me some time, give me a chance, and she did not muck around. Goes again. Oh, and she's been stumped. Brilliantly bowled, just held it off, and stumped she is. Anderson, gone.
Yeah, Dodd very quick behind the stumps there. Yeah, Kate ran past it and looked to get back, and yeah, just wasn't back fast enough.
Yeah, Dodd, she's having a great game, but you could just sense something happening. There was no doubt about it. So much on the line, and Anderson, well, she just pumped one to deep square for 4, and she wanted a repeat dose.
Yeah, did she what? She saw the offside up and she thought, I'll have a little dip at this, and then just walked past it. Just a bit like Jess Watkins in that first ball of the first innings.
That's right, and I'll tell you what, that is exactly what the Central Hinds needed. 30 to win off 26, but that wicket slows down the run rate, there's no doubt about it. Whew.
Yeah, wow. And Kate Curry to the crease now. She's just been a little bit out of form this season at the moment, but I think she's going to come too. You know, she's going to come good. She's done it before, so to her, I think this is her time. You know, today's the day.
Yep, that's right. She'll be loving the platform that has been set by her opening batsman. She's got 2 balls. She charges first ball. It's in the air, and it's safe. Wow, she is taking this game on early. 2 runs.
Could this be the game-changing moment?
Wow. If she's going to be the Dream11 game changer, she's got off to the right start, that's for sure. All right. 2 from 1. Gurry looking dangerous. Flighted again, and that's just off the pad, and that means a dot ball. And the end of an over. The Spirit, 41 for 1.
Okay, Dream11 Super Smash, Spirit versus the Hinds. We've got a good old-fashioned run chase on our hands. And it looks like, at the moment, even Stevens, potentially, Matt McEwen.
Yeah, it does look like that. I think that wicket that was just in the last over, that could really just sort of halt the momentum that the Spirit had. And this could be another big key moment, the Jess Watkins over. She's taken some key wickets this summer already in the Super Smash, and it's, you know, they've set a very, very interesting field. Long on, long off.
She's bowling to the captain, Brooke Halliday, who gets it through point and will get off strike. And get Caitlin Gurry on strike. Women's Domestic Player of the Year last season. She's been in fine form already. And judging by her first ball where she went down the wicket and lofted over mid-off, I'd say she's not going to sit back and wait.
They've brought up deep square here. I just think, I don't know, it's one of those ones.
They're going to send someone back now.
Yeah, good.
As if they saw Matt McEwen remonstrating in the comm box.
Yeah, I just thought, yeah, if you drop a little bit short, I can have a good old lick at it.
27 off 23. Watkin, the captain, a big over, bowling to Gurry. Gurry down and dabs it. Delicate, clever.
It's good running from Halliday.
It's been a feature of the Spirit. They have run well. They've taken on the fielders. And when you need just over a run of ball, if you can keep ticking the scoreboard over, that's how you get it done.
Yeah. Feels are right back on the boundary, so is it one of those ones where you just try and chip it into the gap and push hard for 2?
Yeah, well, the running we've spoken about at length. Brooke Halliday, the captain, she'll be loving this. Out in the middle, chance to win the game for her team. Oh, and she dabs another one. They're taking on the field, and they'll get another one. It's too easy out there at the moment.
Yeah, that's good running. It's one of those ones where those fielders just sitting back on the circle at the moment. And is it one of those ones where they've just got to get up into the ring, get up right in there and go, well, if you hit it past me, you get one. But you're not getting one inside that ring.
And turn the screws at the moment. One set batswoman. Watkin in again, flighted. Gurry drags it down to mid-on.
This is the opportunity for 2 if they turn. A little slip there for Brooke Halliday.
On the other side of that, though, Matt, will the Hinds be thinking if we can get this into a final over, anything can happen, as we hear so often mentioned during run chases?
Oh, definitely. It's one of those ones where, as a batting tie, you don't want to go to that last over because then it is licorice. A wee bunch of all sorts. You never know what can happen. Someone gets a little bit of a hot head and runs past a couple of good balls.
Down the wicket again. Oh, hit powerfully. A hand stuck out and slowed it down, and it was well done too, because that was 4 for sure.
Yeah, that's a wee stinger on the hand there. Maybe a wee bluey in there later tonight. Get off the field and put that hand in the bucket of ice.
Crucial though, wasn't it? Because long off was not going to cut that. They'd brought in that short cover to try and save the one there, as cued by Matt McEwen up here in the commentary box. Just getting a little tight now. It's good stuff. Oh, that could be wide. It is wide.
That's just, yeah, Katie Gurry, we missed it out there. If she got a little bit of bat on that, it races away past short fine leg and could have been the runs they needed.
Picket fensive and over so far. All singles and a wides. Watkin in again. And that's in the block hole, and that's a dot. The Hinds fielders clap. It's a good end to the over. It's a pretty good over as well. The Spirit 47 for 1 after 7. And former Hearts captain Victoria Lynn coming in to finish this one off with us. What is your assessment? 22 needed off 18. Advantage who?
Tell you what, this is exciting. I'm not sure if I'm more nervous now that, you're not out on the field and you can't have any influence on it, like when you were playing. I think it's very evenly poised at the moment. This over here could be crucial, because after that we've still got one from Mia and one more from Rowe. So the Spirit are likely to try and get as many as they can off this over here from Greg. She comes in. Halliday uses her feet, but it's a dot ball straight to the skipper and cover. Dots start the over.
The second storyline here is the men's toss is meant to happen at 6:30, so we've got both games backing up into each other, but at the moment it's a tight finish in store. Halliday on the cut shot. She's called her through. Gurry's got to go. She does go. And she gets there. Another quick single. They've been doing them all day.
A little bit nervous with Gurry's running there. Stick that bat out and slide it a bit earlier, Guz.
Brooke Halliday, the captain, 23 off 26. Well, it'll be a captain's knock if she can get them home, but just seeing that runs and balls gap just slightly widening. You'd think they'd like to get that closed before they get into the last couple of overs.
Absolutely, 2 to go after this.
And this is the player who can do it as well, Gurry, who advances down and takes a big swing. She's popped it over cover. It'll land safely, and they'll get just one.
As a batter, you'd say that's a good chip shot, isn't it?
We've seen a couple of them, a few pitching wedges into the vacant space.
I think CD will be pretty happy with how they've pulled this back. Run rate for ND 6.5 at the moment, requiring 8s.
Halliday gives herself room. It's a great shot. Watkin, good fielding there. Can't get it in her hand, though. The run out was on. Well done by the captain. She saved 4. But there was a potential run out there as well, because they've run through for another one, keeping the scoreboard going.
Was 50 runs up for the Northern Spirit, though, of 7.4 overs.
That run rate required is climbing, though, in search of a boundary. But Caitlin Gurry, with all her power and class, she is the one to do it. Oh, cagey. Very cagey. Is there a slight movement from Gurry there?
Not knowing to move too much across or back in and out of her crease and the like, so not sure what that was about.
Oh, well bowled.
Is this straight
well
pull?
bowled. Just stopped on her, and again, the pressure goes up on the chasing side now.
She might have pull cued that one a little.
Michaela Gregg doing a good job here. Just 3 from the over, 1 to go. Gurry, helps herself round the corner, over short fine leg. That's the boundary they wanted. A good into the over.
Outstanding into the over there. Gurry just rocked back. Like we've said all day, anything that's just dropped a little bit short, very easy to put away square.
Michaela Gregg will be kicking herself there. It was such a good over. The boundary at the end brings it closer. 15 off 12 is the equation here at Seddon Park in Hamilton. The Hinds turning the screws as they push for their first victory against the Spirit, who have been oh so impressive so far this competition.
Yeah, Melissa Hanson back on into the bowling crease as well. Had that outstanding over that only went for 3 or 4 earlier on. Should be looking to replicate much of the same. Making sure that they get the field exactly how they want it now. We've got a deep third, cover, long off and long on to the left-handed Brooke Halliday at the moment. 15 off 12 required. ND's running has been pretty good this afternoon, putting pressure on the CD fielders and then waiting for those shorter balls that they can put away to the boundary. Driven straight down the ground by Halliday. Watkin comes around and keeps it to 1. Same field for the right-hander. Gurry's eyeing up that vacant leg side boundary at the moment.
Hitting the block hole. Good bowling.
So hard to get away, aren't they, those Yorkers or low full tosses?
14 off 10 is the equation. Melissa Hanson bowled well in her first and doing it again here. She's got Caitlin Gurry on strike, a good striker of the ball. And she swings it. Oh, and it's broken the hands of Watkin. Not quite literally, but it's split for the catch, of course. Struck hard.
Still kept to only 1. Look at the positives, saved 3 probably.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Crowd building nicely here, and they've got a big grandstand finish.
I was going to say, if you're going to come in to watch the end of a game, this is an exciting one to watch.
Halliday, no one out on the onside, but she splices it through the covers. Under the eyes, well played. She takes the 1, She's probably thinking, Caitlin Gurry at the other end, I want to give her as much strike as I can. She's the one who can find the boundaries so proficiently.
Absolutely, and Brooke probably wants to be there through to the end as well, whereas Gurry now can probably take a little bit more risk, look for the boundary, play a slightly riskier shot perhaps, try and find the rope to finish out these last couple of balls in this over.
Oh, bang! Over wide mid-wicket. Couple of bounces and it's into the rope. Once again, Caitlin Gurry, when she needs to find the boundary, she does.
Yeah, outstanding. And that was the risk that CD were always going to have with having no one out on that leg side there. Gurry is very leg side dominant.
Oh yeah, laid the back leg down, got a big piece of it as well. That's 4 runs, what a time to do it. It cuts the equation to 8 off 7. Hanson, 1 to come in the over. Does she look for the single or go again? Tries to go again, there's a run out on. Oh, can't hit. Can't hit. That's the end of the over. The Spirit are 61 for 1 and they're going to require 7 off the final one.
And the Spirit love these type finishes, you know, don't they, as well? I mean, we had Wellington the other week and they were batting again as well, needed 4 off the last ball. Mediana Hyde, 4 to win.
Let's take a look at those worms. Wow. They've been all over each other this entire run chase. Right on par. As they come into the last, 7 runs to win. Gurry on strike as well, which is crucial.
Absolutely. I'll tell you a quick story, Willie. A few years ago,
we love these.
When I was still playing, Mediana was playing for Canterbury back then. It was a final. I think it was the one-day competition. Megan Tremaine, who was a little outswinger for our Hearts team, I think she claimed 3 wickets in the final over. Canterbury only needing 4. Mediana comes in on the last ball of the game, slaps it through 4 runs. So that game against Wellington the other day really brought back some nightmares
memories.
for me.
Oh, nightmares,
Yeah.
yes.
Wasn't nice, but good to see her do it again.
Well, it's going to be the co-captain Hannah Rowe here with the big job of bowling the final one. When the first ball is slow, it's over her head. Coming in. Oh, dropped. They're going to turn for 2 as well. Oh, no. Oh, calamity again.
Rowe and Van de Venter were looking at each other and back up at the sky and then back at each other.
It was well bowled from Hannah Rowe. I think another off-pace delivery. It was spooned up by Gurry. Here it is. I think Rowe lost it in the air. Oh, Van de Venter. And 2 runs, more crucially. 5 off 5. Hannah Rowe, ball in hand. Another off-pace, another ball straight up in the air. This one's going to land safe as well. And they're turning for 2. Halliday's coming back. The keeper's in, takes the bails off.
Oh, safe.
They've run another 2 inside the ring.
These
chip and run.
Not even making it to the inner ring, Willie. And they're getting 2.
It was just perfectly placed amongst all the fielders. The throw went to the keeper's end. It wasn't a bad one. Dodd whipped them off. Poor old Hannah Rowe. She's had both balls chipped up, but neither taken.
Yeah,
They're going to need a wicket here now, the Hinds.
Yeah, they do.
Can the co-captain deliver something here at the end? Another one, but poked out to point. And they'll get the single again. Well run.
The fielders in the inner ring for CD, they really need to get in possibly that little bit tighter. I know it's hard, but they've got to be stopping those singles.
Potentially now just 2 to play with. If it is a tie, there will not be a super over confirmed with the men's game set to begin at 7 o'clock. That toss not far away. Also on the NZC YouTube channel. George Harper Jr. stalking down the bottom, about to conduct a post-game interview, followed by a toss. But on the main ground, it's Hannah Rowe bowling to the Northern Spirit captain, Brooke Halliday, who you have to say has played pretty well, 26 off 29. Can she ice the victory for her side here? We've already seen a thrilling finish for the Spirit when they knocked over the Blaze. And we're going down to the wire again. Rowe hits the length. It's well played by Halliday. Down to third man. Quickly in the hands and back to the keeper. That's good fielding.
Halliday knows that's all she's got to do though at the moment. Just get that single, turn it back over to Gurry, who, although we've had a couple skied earlier in the over, she's seems to be hitting it okay. Now we see all the Hinds fielders up in the ring as they just need the one for victory now, the Spirit.
Hannah Rowe pulling the string. She's got the ball in the hand. All the fielders are up in the ring. She has to be right on the money. And it's full and it's whacked away by Gary. That will seal victory. The Spirit go 3 from 4, the top of the Dream11 Super Smash table.
What a great game, Willie. You know, at the start of the day when we arrived here, and it was, you'd say bucketing down. It was fairly wet. And to be able to come out here and get 10 overs in, outstanding. What a game for the crowd.
Well, Katie Gurry, she's come in and blasted 24 off 16 balls, 3 boundaries. A potential, well, a massive chance for the Dream11 game changer. She really did change the complexion of that run chase. For a while, the gap between the runs and the balls was widening, but she got them home in the end.
She did, and that's, you know, that's in these shortened games what you need. Just one person to come in, have a knock like Gurry's, 24 off 16. Said it at the start that I felt like she was going to be the game changer for the Spirit. And I'm probably going to put my money on it that she's going to pick up that award, that Dream11 game changer. But a great game. Full credit to the Hinds. They pulled it back really well in those last few overs as well to defend just the 68 runs.
Yeah, you got to feel for the Hinds. They did well with what they had on the board. Took it right down to the final over. And unfortunately, they will go close without snatching the wind here at Seddon Park. The Spirit, the top of the table now, Vic.
Absolutely.
Well deserved.
They will be pretty stoked with that. And I mean, we've talked about Gurry and her knock just then, but can't take away from what Kate Anderson did at the top of the order as well. 18 off 13, 1-6 and 1-4, really getting them off to maybe not a flyer, but giving them some good momentum. And then Brooke Halliday, the captain, just seeing it through there at the end.
Yeah, well, it's been the story of the Spirit so far. A lot of experience at the top of that order, and they kept their heads calm there. Halliday, you saw taking the singles, giving Gurry the strike. She knew she had the power, and 3 boundaries in the last 3 overs was just enough to get them home for a 9-wicket victory, but it was much closer than that. Obviously, just a ball to spare here at Seddon Park.
It was. Lights are starting to come on now as well, as we see the men starting to warm up. It's just a sea of brightness out there, isn't it, with the pink and the green?
Tossed away. Through to ad breaks. Let's do some ads.
Okay, well, we're going to throw to a couple of ad breaks here of the NZC production. The Spirit, they've beaten the Hinds in the first game, but coming right up soon, it's going to be the Knights taking on the Stags under the lights at Seddon Park.
Introducing new Gillette Skin Guard, a revolutionary technology to reduce pressure from your shave and reduce irritation on your face. Gillette Skin Guard, clinically proven for sensitive skin.